Girl. Euro Squad. This is a 5 Series, right?
Yeah.
6-speed. So what exactly are we doing again?
Intake boot. I want to do the valve cover gasket, intake manifold gasket, PCV hoses on the bottom. We're not doing the thermostat and water pump today, but what else is there? Oh, fuel injector O-rings. But probably just do intake boot first, intake manifold gaskets, and PCV stuff on the bottom.
How long do you think it's gonna take?
Way too long. Way too long.
So 1 hour later, we have removed the 70 plastic covers, and now we can actually see the engine. So what has it been, like 4 hours?
Yeah, probably around there.
It looks exactly the same, but now it's loose.
But
taking out the intake
is,
manifold.
you can do this now. Something's gonna break when this thing's going out. I'm telling you right now. Most of it.
You need to double fist it, or you got it? You're double fisting it.
Is it getting stuck? I have to take this off.
Are you replacing that hose anyways?
Yeah.
Cut that shit.
Cut that shit.
That's actually a really good design, those little quick releases. You don't have to fucking wiggle the hose off and tear it.
Yeah.
I like that. That's probably the only thing I like about Euro cars. The heated seats are pretty dope.
The heated seats are pretty dope. Because you know I like to eat ass.
Gotta keep the dinner warm.
Alright.
What if the gasket was fine?
Well,
It's too late. Too late now.
yeah.
Fuck.
Okay, something is getting caught up on this side. Can't tell what it is.
Is it the? Did you ever disconnect the fuel rail hardline?
I did
Literally
not.
in the back, which would probably be what's holding it on. But honestly, your intake track looks pretty damn clean. Except for that fat leaf that's in that one.
Dude, that happened because I saw the leaf and I tried to get it out and it crunched and fell in.
Got the intake manifold off. Replacing this gasket. And Caleb forgot to disconnect the battery, so this metal thing arced on that starter. So there's tons of fuel. So obviously it was not. It could have been way worse.
I mean, there's tons of fuel.
Well, with all the fuel and the sparks,
Oh.
could have exploded. So what are all the doohickeys that you doohickied?
We got catch can for oil here, crankcase breather, bottom here goes into the dipstick tube that goes to the oil pan, so you recycle your old oil. Your manifold gaskets, boom. Fuel line, which if you touch on your starter, arcs real bad. Got a little bit of holes in there, hopefully it doesn't leak. Complete with, oh, I forgot to do the O-rings for the
That would
injectors.
be important.
Yeah, let's do that, I know. I don't even know, dude, honestly.
No.
Why not?
Seems like trying against the plastic manifold on this
I
shoddy
know.
table isn't a good idea. You just got a Yankee Doodle on that slut.
Maybe it's...
Is this Supercross right here? getting nar.
He's got some pink and blue ice cream boots, dude.
That was cool.
Psych! Y'all niggas ain't shit.
That was a dope wheelie. Not really.
I gotta turn the lights on, that's what this is.
So any future BMW owners, don't become a future BMW owner because this took way too long.
Fuel lines.
And don't arc it on the starter because, you know, you'll die.
Definitely.
Mongo life. Alright, so the last clip we left off on was us working on Caleb's Beamer, which we did finish, but for some reason I didn't end up recording it. But today, we're going to be doing some bullshit maintenance on the Miata again. It's actually going to be the third time I'm replacing the slave cylinder because it keeps leaking. Even after flushing the fluid, 2 days later, super black. So instead of just keep throwing slaves and master cylinders at it, the hard line turns into this rubber line that you can't see. But that thing's probably deteriorating and causing the seals to go bad because the fluid's dirty as fuck. So yeah, we're going to be replacing it with this stainless steel clutch line, courtesy of 5X Racing, and a new slave cylinder. Again. So here's the culprit. Clutch slave. As you could tell, it's pretty juicy. Oh god. Okay, well yeah, it's leaking. So what we're looking at here is the hard line that goes into the slave. And the cool thing is about this stainless steel braided line is it's going to replace that whole loop-de-loop bullshit and make it more of a straight shot. So now we're going to work on taking out that rubber hose, and my light falls in the way. But yeah, it looks like it's just a 10 right there. That little 10mm bolt on the loop-de-loop thing has to come off, and then we can remove the line. So I lied. There is another bolt holding the old line in. You can see my wrenches on it, and it's in a very inconvenient spot, and of course it's never been broken loose, so it's fucking ridiculously tight. And yeah, fuck you, Mazda. Alright, so I definitely did this wrong, but I couldn't get this rusty nut off. So what I wound up doing was taking the clip off the bracket, which then was too hard to get back on because I kind of fucked it up. So then I definitely couldn't get the nut off because this thing was just jingling around and I couldn't get any leverage on it. So then I just ended up cutting the hard line off and pulling it out through the top because I'm lazy. Now I got this fresh stainless steel braided line that's going to replace this piece of shit. Something also important to note is as I broke the clip holding the line on down near the transmission, you need to save this one because it's what holds the hard line in place in your engine bay. And you don't want that just flopping around. The line down here. Now we're going to install the new slave cylinder. 2 bolts. And yeah. Another pro tip is to put some grease around this part, because where he pushes against the transmission, if you don't grease it, it will start squeaking after a while, and it took me a long time to figure out what the fuck that noise was. Also, I had someone comment about making a video on the heater core bypass. Yeah, this hose comes out and it goes into here, comes out and goes where that hose going. All you really need to do is just loop it from there to there with whatever you got, I guess. I don't really see why you would bypass the heater core unless it was leaking. So here we are. Slave installed. Braided line installed. Kind of was a bitch, honestly, but I just gotta zip tie it somewhere. Hopefully it doesn't rub on anything. Now let's bleed it. So we bled the system. Now we're gonna go for a test drive. Oh wow. Alright. Well, I can tell you immediately that the pedal feels much better actually. There's used to be like about an inch of slop until the clutch engaged, and now it's just, there's no slop. Just as soon as you put your foot on it, you can feel the resistance. It seems to engage closer to the top of the pedal stroke, but that's probably because my fucking slave was leaking. And it's shifting smoother. So, fix the problem. Now we just gotta see if the fluid is black in a day, because that's why I think I was going through so many slaves. The fluid was getting contaminated, causing the seals to wear out prematurely. So yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next one.